this is Lance Hahn, the drummer of Jesus Freaks, and I guess all in all, and everything that you've been watching and all the show, all these bands are basically around for one reason, and that's to reach you. Or
the Bible says that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, and no man comes to the Father but through him. And it's just too risky.
Hey, we're back. Hey, do you ever listen to Rush Limbaugh?
Every now and then.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I'm a fan of Rush Limbaugh. You know, we don't endorse everything he does, but a lot of the stuff he has to say is really good. And when he begins to talk about conservative values and things like that, those are some of the things that made this nation great. Was that there's a lot of people that came over here that wanted to retain godly values, and if that means, you know, a lot of the things that are in the Bible, then that's only good for our lives. There was a friend of ours that made a really good point at church one night. I'll call him Brother Joe. They might get upset if I give his last name. But anyway, what he was saying was that they did an experiment with some school children one time, and the kids were playing in this little playground, little gym set and stuff, and it had a fence around it. They took that fence away just to see what those kids, how they'd react without boundaries. They said they became fearful and anxious and kind of withdrawn. And instead of playing out around the playground equipment and out up to the fence and things like that, they tend to congregate and huddle, and they got really quiet and kind of didn't play out or are very outgoing very much. They stayed kind of within the monkey bars themselves. And what they found was that once they put those fences back in, that the kids began to spread out and they were happier and they were really into it.
It's like a security.
You're right. It's God's mercy that He has given us boundaries in our lives. These are the things that are set down in the Word of God, such as abstinence from premarital sex, staying away from drugs, not stealing, or all the different moral values that you find in the Bible are there for our protection. It's God's mercy that we have those things. He's not some kind of killjoy up there saying, hey, well, I'm going to keep you from having a good time. I'm going to make sure you don't have any fun. I'm going to tell you all these don'ts to do, not to do.
Right.
and so it's God's mercy. There's liberation. I know this is it's a paradox of a concept, but there's liberation in having boundaries. We're free. We are freer people. We're more liberated because God in His wisdom has given us boundaries so that we know how far is too far. And what I'm leading up to is I ran across a few wildlife in the garage here. I ran across a couple of articles. I pick up the Houston paper. I pick up the Village Voice. I pick up a lot of things and I read a lot of stuff. What? Yeah, there's something creeping across here. Anyway, Berkeley's bear all attitudes still too much for some to bear. But what it is that that's a college town out in California, and the nudists are all over the place over there, and they want to take part in the city council meetings, and they just want to hang out and just walk around without any clothes on all the time. And a popular postcard captures the fashionable trend. It depicts from the rear a pair of naked women in their 40s walking hand in hand on the Berkeley campus. The nakedness prompted disputes at City Hall, and each time the council met to discuss the action, nudists showed up. And at one meeting, 6 people were disrobed. At another, a man wore black lingerie on his head. I said, folks, it shows a real lack of maturity. It shows a lack of concern for your fellow man. It shows that you need to grow up and get real. If you think that this is what that you have to do these things in order to show that you're a liberated person, that you are more progressive, and that you don't have any hang-ups, and that you're more tolerant and things like that. No, this shows immaturity.
Right.
It's a young teenage kid that just will go out and burn something down just because he can.
Right.
That is not a sign of maturity. A sign of maturity is when you set boundaries for yourself and you just go, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to cross that line. I have certain moral codes in my life that I am not going to violate. That shows a lot of integrity. It doesn't show any integrity if you want to go to a city council meeting and take your clothes off.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
That's intense too.
That's heavy. I know. And people come up with these excuses like, well, people have the right to do whatever they want as long as it doesn't infringe, and part of that right is the freedom of expression. The majority of the citizenry is enlightened enough so that clothing optional situation doesn't upset people. Oh man. That is the most lame. That comes from one of the city council members there in Berkeley. That's the lamest thing I ever heard. Anyway, when we talk about conservative values and things like that, just because you can do things, just because it's legal, doesn't mean that you need to go out and do it.